If you're looking for daily Raiders videos, then hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications, because here at the Raiders Report, we keep you updated. News, rumors, it's the middle of June. And I know that diehard fans are watching videos right now. So join the #1 most watched Raiders show in the world by hitting that subscribe button. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and hopefully everyone out there had an awesome Father's Day. Dad, much love to you. I really wish I could have been there for you. And Grandpa, I wore this shirt for you. You're a big-time Mickey Mouse fan. If anybody out there wants to show some love to their dad, or hey, if you're a dad, spam down in the comments. So the topic of today's show is 3 trade ideas from Bleacher Report. They threw out this article, and they featured 2 Raiders players, and then they also said that the Raiders should try to trade for a certain guy. So I'm going to tell you everything that Bleacher Report said. I'm going to show you the trade idea, and then I'll tell you whether or not I would do it. The first player mentioned in the article, which was titled, "One trade each NFL team should offer before 2022 training camp starts." The team, the player, Raiders, Foster Moreau. Why? Because he's going to be a free agent in 2023, and Foster was linked to the Green Bay Packers, which doesn't really surprise me from a Green Bay standpoint. They need all the extra ball catchers they can get, giggity, because they decided to trade away their best and most valuable offensive asset, not named Aaron Rodgers, to the silver and black. So we're going to roll through some quotes here and why Bleacher Report thought that Moreau to Green Bay made a lot of sense. The Green Bay Packers offense is set to look quite different in 2022. Losing Davante Adams will cause change, even if the Packers added Sammy Watkins, Christian Watson, and Romeo Doubs after Adams landed in Las Vegas. For Green Bay to produce a Super Bowl caliber offense, they'll need to surround Aaron Rodgers with as many weapons as possible. The tight end position has a question mark around it. Incumbent Robert Tonyan proves he's healthy after suffering a torn ACL last year. Backup Marcedes Lewis is primarily a blocker. In 2020, third-round pick Josiah Deguara averaged just 9.8 yards per catch on 25 receptions last year. Acquiring a more athletic pass catcher would boost the offense. Going back to the Raiders could be fruitful for Green Bay. Backup tight end Foster Moreau will be a free agent after 2022, and he's stuck behind all-pro candidate Darren Waller. Moreau had a career-high 30 catches for 373 yards last season and 10 touchdowns in 3 seasons. The Raiders would likely prefer to keep Moreau in Josh McDaniels' offense, so a third-round pick would be sweetener to land him. Moreau is athletic enough to continue playing after Tonyan is back, and head coach Matt LaFleur would surely maximize his opportunities in the red zone since he's a proven threat near the goal line. So here was the deal that Bleacher Report threw together, and before everyone's like, wait, I don't want to trade away Foster Moreau, I do think what Bleacher Report said in this article makes some sense, where we know that Moreau is going to be using this offense. They're going to use 2 tight end sets, but for a third-round pick, would you do it? Let me know, y'all, down in the comment section right now, who wins this trade? And if you could be an overachiever for me, just take a screenshot, post it on Twitter, post it on Instagram. Make sure you tag me at Mitchel Renz 365. Who wins the deal? If you believe that the Las Vegas Raiders win this deal, type LV. If you think the Green Bay Packers win this deal, then type GB. I'm sitting up here saying that the Raiders win this deal. It's not that I don't like Foster, but for a third-round pick, somebody that you drafted in the 4th round, also, if you can get a third-round pick for your second-best tight end, I'm a believer that I would be more worried about making sure Darren Waller is happy and then going out and finding another tight end to be your second-best guy. Hell, worst case scenario, you could even rely on somebody who is a little bit more of a blocker like Jacob Hollister. Nick Bowers, from what I've heard, looked halfway decent. Now, they're not going to be Foster Moreau, but if you pull off this trade, you get an extra third-round pick next year. But then I'll say this, you better be aggressive. You better go out and sign a free agent tight end, because there's some good names out there. Obviously, the name that everyone links to McDaniels is Rob Gronkowski. But why not link Jared Cook? If you're telling me that I could trade away Foster Moreau, get a third-round pick in next year's draft, and then have Jared Cook for this season, because the only way I would say no to that deal is Raiders are in win-now mode, and you have to win, and Foster now helps more than that 2023 third-round pick next year. But trade away Foster for a third and then go out and sign Jared Cook, I would sign up for that every single day of the week. And if you're looking for even more videos during your week, remember, y'all, Locals is where it's at. It's for diehard fans. RaidersReport.locals.com is the link. And I dropped a video bright and early on Monday, today. Wednesday, you're going to see another video go out, and then Thursday, I'm going to be doing like a live mailbag, which, if you want to see my mailbag I did last week, I answered everyone's questions. I also provided an injury update on Denzel Good. What about this video? This NFL player could be cut, and I think the Raiders should be interested. And then the video that I dropped on Monday, I went through, I'm a big fantasy football junkie, and I found 3 players that I believed were good values that you all should target in your fantasy football drafts. So scan the QR code right here. Become a local supporter. If you want to take me on in fantasy football, I put in some interesting tidbits on how you can do that. You have to be a yearly supporter, though. RaidersReport.locals.com. Let's go to the next name mentioned in this Bleacher Report article, and since it was one trade from each NFL team, this time they were talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars and said that the Jags should trade Marvin Jones to the Las Vegas Raiders. So I was like, all right, interesting. From a Jacksonville standpoint, they would save $6 million. This offseason, they were very aggressive. Not only did they sign Christian Kirk to a 4-year, $72 million deal, they also signed former Raiders wide receiver Zay Jones to a 3-year, $30 million deal, which then puts you in this interesting situation if you're Marvin Jones and if you're the Jags, because Jones could still play at a fairly high level. So here's what Bleacher Report had to say on Jones to the Raiders for a trade. The Las Vegas Raiders have had an impressive offseason filled with key veteran acquisitions and extensions. Why not continue to invest at the right cost? Considering Jacksonville's crowded receiving room, plucking away veteran Marvin Jones would help erase question marks for both teams. Jones just turned 32 years old and is coming off a solid season, but he's also seeing his numbers slowly decline. Some of that is a result of playing with a rookie quarterback on a terrible team. However, it doesn't make a ton of sense for Jacksonville to pay Jones $8.7 million cap hit in the final year of his contract, since its roster is far from contention. The Raiders would assume just $4.95 million to pair Jones with Derek Carr. Adding Jones to a receiving core with Davante Adams, Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow would give the Raiders a strong fourth option. Carr's aggressiveness and accuracy on back shoulder throws also makes this a perfect fit for the offense. So here's the deal. Raiders get Marvin Jones. The Jacksonville Jaguars get a 5th-round pick from the Silver and Black. Just like I asked you earlier on the show, I'm going to ask you again to let me know who you believe wins this deal. And so I know what trade you're talking to or talking about. Whatever you see on screen is what I want you to say. So for this trade idea, if you think that the Raiders win, I need you to type Raiders. If you think the Jacksonville Jaguars end up winning this deal, then go and type Jaguars in the comments. I'm sitting up here saying again that the Raiders win this trade. Marvin Jones for a 5th-round pick is well worth it. Do I think it's a major need for the Raiders? No. But I'm also a guy that likes value, and if I see a 5th-round pick or a 5th-rounder for Marvin Jones' value right now, to me that's almost too good to pass up. Last season with Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer and the shit show that was Jacksonville, he had 73 catches, 832 yards, 4 touchdowns. The season in 2020 when he was with Matthew Stafford, who was injured a lot of that year, and the Lions, 76 grabs, 978 yards, 9 touchdowns. The year before that, 9 touchdowns. His ability to catch back shoulder throws, and I'm glad Bleacher Report mentioned this, DC's one of the best in the biz at those back shoulder throws. Going up, high pointing the ball, Jones has always been a good red zone receiver, and in his 129 career games played, I get it, 32 years old, but he can be your 4th option. He can be better than Matt Collins. He's better than Keelan Cole. He's better than Demarcus Robinson. So if you're telling me I can get somebody for a 5th-rounder who's got 55 career touchdowns, 6,857 yards, I'm very, very interested in that. So, y'all, I have a really, really random question, and I think I know where most of y'all stand. I'm Team iPhone, but we were having a debate at the Chat Sports offices of what type of phone do you have? Are you Team iPhone or are you Team Android? I'm hoping that I get 100, 200, 300 people typing iPhone. If you're still rocking an Android, I'll just say that one's up to you. I'm Team iPhone. Jeremy Chuggs is Team iPhone. So hopefully y'all are Team iPhone. The final trade that is brought up here in this article is now around Raiders running back Kenyan Drake. And yes, Bleacher Report, 32 teams, 3 trades involving the Las Vegas Raiders, and Drake was linked to the New Orleans Saints. And this one doesn't really surprise me from both sides. Why? Reason number one, for New Orleans, there's a lot of off-the-field issues going on with Alvin Kamara. You don't 100% know if he's going to be available. Maybe he gets suspended early on in the season. And then the day that the Raiders restructured Drake's contract and they added essentially 3 void years on the end of it, I think it's 4. It's 4 void years. That told me everything I need to know. This was more than likely Kenyan Drake's final year with the Las Vegas Raiders. So if you think that, maybe you move on from him right now, because if you cut him next year, you have to eat a lot of dead money. What's the way that you don't have to eat as much dead money? Trading him away. So this is what Bleacher Report had to say. The Raiders' Mike Mayock, John Gruden era featured numerous poor investments and personnel decisions, but the Kenyan Drake signing was still an especially dumbfounding move. Just 2 years after drafting Josh Jacobs in the first round, the Raiders signed Drake to a 2-year, $11 million deal ahead of the 2021 season. The signing fell flat as he produced just 93 touches for 545 total yards and 3 touchdowns. The Raiders didn't have the offensive line for Drake to be an effective runner from the start. New general manager Dave Ziegler could have been comfortable with the Jacobs-Drake duo, but he doubled down the acquisitions of Brandon Bolden, Zamir White, and Britton Brown. Ziegler already restructured Drake's contract to make 2023 a void year, so the full value of the deal won't be realized. Trading Drake would save $2.75 million against a $1.1 million dead cap hit, which is a much better option than cutting the veteran. New Orleans stands out as an excellent landing spot, with the Alvin Kamara's future uncertain after he was arrested and charged with battery resulting in substantial bodily harm in February. The Saints could use a versatile pass catcher back with explosiveness. They've worked out David Johnson recently, but Drake is a much better option in comparison. I agree. Kenyan Drake is a better option at this point in his career than somebody like David Johnson. And if you're interested in David Johnson, why the hell would you not be at least a little bit interested in Kenyan? So here's the deal. Raiders get a 5th-round pick. The Saints get Drake. I like Drake. Well, the new album Drake dropped is terrible. Let me just say that. But Kenyan Drake, I'm a fan of his. The issue is this. Where exactly is he going to fit in terms of touches this year? So when I see this deal, I'm like, okay, I can wrap my mind around it, but I would be a bad host if I didn't ask y'all. LVR for the Las Vegas Raiders, or type NOS for the New Orleans Saints. Who wins the trade? Raiders, they get a 5th-rounder next year. The Saints, they get running back Kenyan Drake. The first 2 trades that I talked about had the Raiders win. Second trade, Raiders win. Guess what? This is another win for Las Vegas. I am looking at overall talent. The Raiders save money in this. The running back position, I believe that they are covered in terms of having enough talent. And you're essentially selling Drake after he had I get it, not a good statistical season, but he also broke his ankle on December 6th. I don't know how healthy he's going to be. I hope that he can get back to full strength. But if you're telling me 93 touches is what he got last season, I'm probably going to say he's going to get around 93 touches again because of all the extra running backs that the Raiders brought in. So 93 touches, or do I want a 5th-round pick that could potentially be something? I get it, the draft, but he could potentially be something. So those were the 3 trade ideas. I'm going to run through them real quick one more time. If you thought the Foster Moreau trade idea was your favorite, type 1. What about Raiders going out and getting Marvin Jones for a 5th-round pick? Type 2. Then the final trade thrown together here by Bleacher Report is Kenyan Drake for a 5th-round pick. Type 3. I liked a lot of the deals personally. The one that I believe is the most likely to happen, or the one that I could see happening, is actually the Kenyan Drake move. The one that I don't see ever even being kind of a chance of happening is Foster going to Green Bay, simply because I would be shocked if a team gave up a 3rd-round pick for Foster. Obviously, though, if any of these deals end up going down, you know where to come. I'm going to be here on the Raiders Report live, so hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on those notifications.